everybody. Welcome to the campus of Derryfield School in Manchester, New Hampshire. It is a cold, chilly day here, a little bit of breeze, and we are opening up the 2025 home field season for the Derryfield Cougars. This is Rich McDonough for Manchester Public Television, along with my buddy Jason Cody, who's spinning the dials today, and we're going to bring you Division II lacrosse action. Visiting Derryfield today are Winnacunnet Warriors. They are coached by Pat Snow, who's been there seemingly forever. So, on the other side of the field, of course, Chris Hetler has been there for all of that, done that. Both guys are friends of mine. This is Rich McDonough again. I've coached against these guys, friendly. We've coached summer league together, club, you name it. The Warriors are 1-0 on the strength of a Pembroke win at 17-1. And this is the home opener and season opener for the Derryfield Cougars. D2 runners-up last year to Portsmouth, and this should be an exciting Division II game from among the top 4 teams. They're both ranked, and Derryfield's ranked 6th in the NHHS pool, and Winnacunnet is ranked number 8 in the same poll. I'm part of that poll. I'm going to stick my nose in it finally this week, thanks to Joe Marchalena. But here we go. We got a lot of speed on this field. Both teams are physical and athletic. Possibly the physicality goes to Winnacunnet. They usually are. They're very scrappy. Lots of football guys, and they're wearing their brand spanking new uniforms. You can finally see their numerals. And one of the things, the idiosyncrasies of Winnacunnet, they start, their lowest number is 64. It's not football. They did not steal the football team's jerseys. Anyway, getting out of the gate, 12-minute quarters in boys lacrosse, no shot clock, unlike college ranks. I've done a lot of college this spring, and it's pretty cool watching the shot clock tick down. But these two teams will get after it and get running. Good defense out there, top side by Logan Dyer. Short stick mid, drives his mark around, and it goes below GLE. And the hunt for it is on, heads toward the back line. Derryfield's all over. Dan Roy, he can't quite come up with it, but maybe it hit the sidelines. Oh, we got a little push inside. All right. Derryfield wearing their classic whites with the burgundy numerals, black helmets. My son was a 2020 graduate here, the lacrosse team, and now is second lieutenant Joe McDonough out in Colorado. And anyway, so here comes the clear, folks. They get it out top side to Dan Roy. He gives it up. They get it over, get it into the attacking end, and carrying it through there is Dominic Zircone, the talented sophomore, number 24. He was in the all-NH freshman team and second team all D2. Very talented guy. They need him to step up along with their leader, Prue. He's wearing number 6. He's a union commit, is R.J. Prue. Excellent, excellent player. Here's that classic over and under a la Hetler. And here comes Prue handling it. It's out in his left. It bounces and through the crease. Only question is, do they rule it a shot? They tried to argue. Nothing doing from the guys in black and white. Usually they're all wearing black today because it's so cold. That's an experienced officiating crew out in front of them. I've yelled at them plenty as a coach over the years. Won't do it today, though. All right, 0-0, 9:50. We're 2 minutes and 10 seconds in. Great drive. The first flag of the day coming from the far side of the field, probably a push with possession. We'll get back to that. I'm a card-carrying ref, which means I'm certifiably crazy in addition to being an announcer. We'll see what the call is. Yeah, man down for 30. Here we go. We'll see what Coach Snow has dialed up for the fellas in royal blue and red. Again, Winnacunnet comes in 1-0. They were first out of the gate here on the 17-1 thrashing of Pembroke the other day. They have a great face-off player, so we'll keep our eye on him, even though it's difficult with these football numbers. All right, they'll spin it around once, get into some rhythm. Derryfield packs it in tight, and they're in a 5-man rotation at the moment. We'll see if they stay that way. Here goes rotating over is Caleb May. Going top side. Looking long, and Derryfield, nice job, very disciplined. They've got their sticks to the skip lanes already. That's the way you want to start. And their heads are on a swivel, and they're talking to each other. And good goaltending play out there. Liam England, rangy goaltender. Oh, and that's a beautiful, beautiful release point.
That's Alec Mitchell. He has a great gun. That's what I heard. Good lefty, and we saw him release it from about the mid-hip and go topside. And there was no way England was catching up with that one. 8:54 in the clock, and it's 1-0 in favor of the visitors from Winnacunnet. Make the most of your man-up opportunities, folks. And they sure did. Alec Mitchell, he is their Fogo kind of spiritual leader, and you just saw that saw that he has a cannon to go with it. And we got a jump on the face, and he's a strong, absolutely athletic fella. He bench presses like 225 20 times, which is getting up there, folks. All right, Coach Snow trying to get him down and underneath GLE. GLE is goal line extended, folks. If you're not familiar with the term, it is the goal. It's the line that goes across the 6x6 cage inside the circle, which we call the crease. And goal line extended means you go sideline to sideline. It kind of helps people know their location on the field, because frequently you play with your back to the ball. But you better have your head on the ball. Oh, that's a great trail check. Beautiful job right there. Sniffing that out from behind by R.J. Prue. Again, he's going to Union, which is top shelf in D3. He'll be lining up against RPI, RIT, you name it. It's going to be some good action for R.J. Prue. All right, Derryfield looking to set up shop really for the first time, and we're over 4 minutes in. 4:12 gone so far. Here comes Sircone. Taking some good hard checking right there from behind, right by Damian Halter, who's a versatile guy who converted to LSM, but he can go any direction you need him to. Well, that's a good pass and trap, but you had two guys at the same level. They couldn't figure out who wanted it, whether it was R.J. Prue or Landy. All right, now Sircone's looking to set up shop. He's quick. He gets his man to the dirt, and look up, and we got wide open. Oh, and what a gun. Ryan Maxwell was looking at it. And I believe they stepped right into it. Nice job right there by Joel Williams. It's his first year in the cage, and he has guts of steel. As a goalie, I got to tell you, you got to have guts of steel, shins of steel, and you have to have a screw loose. And it looks like he's got all three out of the gate. 7 minutes even left in our first quarter. Winnacunnet up 1-0 here at Derryfield's home turf here in Manchester, north side of town. Beautiful place to be. All right, so many of the folks we knew last year. Max Fowler's gone. I coached him for years. Chili Cabot, same thing. Purvis, Ketchum. We had Ketchum transfer to Dover. That's a big loss, but Coach Hetler, one of the best in the business at teaching and mentoring young people, he's going to have his guys ready to go. Nice, long, deliberate possession here. I figure with some turnover, we wouldn't see scores in the mid-teens or anything like that today. These teams will fill each other out. It's just what they're doing. All right, here comes Prue. Nice little hitch right there. Gets it to his right and can't change planes on the run right there. And able to make that stop again is Joel Williams. He's got 2 saves out of the gate, and he's putting his team in a good psychological position. Here comes the excellent athlete, Spencer Ziegler. He's a sophomore. He splits time at midi and attack. You can see the athleticism clear across the board. Every position here for Winnacunnet this year for Coach Pat Snow. And in case you ever wondered or you're on Jeopardy, the football numbers, quote unquote, are from Pat Snow's predecessor. He swore by all the lacrosse gods that it made it tough for their team to scout. I'm going to agree at this point. All right, handling, trying to get above GLE and doing so, putting it in his left and going opposite post. That was a beautiful drive. One more time by Alec Mitchell. He's got his second of the game, and consequently, Winnacunnet goes up 2-0 at the 5:19 mark. Boy, Mitchell shows why he's going to get all state discussions all day. That was a real athletic, physical drive. It was good defense. He just won the physical battle, got topside on his man, and put it far pipe. At that point, there's no chance for Liam England to save that one either. 2-0 for the visitors. And for all that work, he goes right back to the face-off X. This time they get the ball to the dirt. Create that 50-50 ball. Good job coming out with this Lucas Graff. Whoa, there's a trip. No call. No flag. I think because it hit hard off that stick and then went to the ankle. That's why they called it a deflection. If that's the case, then it's reasonable. If not, we all thought it was a penalty. All right, good ride right there. Hard ride by Ryan Maxwell. He turns and ladles off, but there you see the athleticism by Braden Nowak. He is the spiritual leader of this team. Real good player, gives it up, goes low, and he gets off the field. Does his job, as Coach Belichick used to say. He gets off the field, unlike Belichick's girlfriend the other day. All right, this one goes over and back. It'll go to Derryfield, 4:25, and the Cougars get themselves another shot. They've had 2 good looks at the cage, 2 good saves in response by Joel Williams, the sophomore goaltender. Rumor was we might get a goaltending split today, half by half. We'll see. Williams keeps playing like that. He won't come out of the cage. All right, Derryfield's going to spin it. They're looking hard. That wind is blowing right into their faces there. It's not easy. Oh my goodness, and Sircone takes all kinds of abuse. He rolls out of it, and he shows why he is going to get all state consideration all week long, all season long. That is a real working man's goal by number 24 for the Cougars. Great job. 3:58 on the clock. He cuts the lead in half at 2-1. Sircone, like I said, as we discussed at the beginning of this broadcast, he was all freshman team in addition to being second team all D2. He's going to get every bit of that and more this year. All right, back to the dot we go. Familiar foes by now. That's a good goose right there. Picking it up in traffic was Land. But he gets rocked to the ground. There you go, physicality, lots of football players. And they didn't get it in quite in time right there. They called a TO. Probably a good job by Coach Snow. Don't tell him I said that. All right, 3:43, 2-1 Derryfield Cougs right here. They got a timeout. Since we got out of the gate early with no national anthem, let's talk about these two teams briefly. All right, Derryfield, 2024, they were 15-2. They got the 2 seed in the tourney, and they beat Oyster River Newmarket 15-2. They walloped these Winnacunnet Warriors 13-4 in the semis before losing to Portsmouth 13-9 in the finals. My buddy Chad Vischer took home the crown last year, returned the favor since Derryfield did it to them the year before. Anyway, new year, new talent. Like I said, Fowler's gone, Chili Cabot's gone, Purvis is gone, Ketchum transferred over to Dover, but they've got a new group of good players and a fantastic teacher for their part. Last year, Winnacunnet was 11-5. They were in the 6th seed. They upset Kingswood, beat Kingswood 14-1, and then beat Wyndham 5-3, which is a minor upset. But then they lost, as I said, to Derryfield here in the semifinals 13-4. But again, they lost some real high potent players here, including their awesome goaltender. But they're fast, athletic, physical, and they do not back down from anybody. I beat Coach Snow a few times when I was coaching Hollis Brookline, and we needed ice packs in a truck. They were always so physical, but they were very classy. All right, they're spinning it around, 3:30 on the clock, up 2-1, looking to create a few more. If I'm Derryfield, I don't want to get a fist fight with these guys, but if they do get in a fist fight, Derryfield is going to have some good passing. Watch their backside cuts. All right, here comes down the alley, taking it hard is lost track of that, excuse me. That was Ziegler. Back out topside. Wide open set here for the Warriors at 3 minutes. Fast moving first quarter, even with the timeout. Oh, and that one gets down. That could have been, either it was a bounce or it was a great save by England. I'm a goalie. I'm going to give him a save. Absolutely. Oh, that's a good move. Topside. And he just missed all the cage. That's just tough luck right there. He did everything but get the drop. And that was a hard, fast move by Beckett Rath, one of their spiritual leaders and physical leaders, kind of the quarterback of that offense. Watch number 82. Very quick, wry player. Sets a pick. They play a little two-man game right there. Rask got it in his right, looking for the middle. Great knockdown right there by Caleb May. And the scramble is on. Who's going to come up with it? And a little push in traffic. It's going to go the other way. 2:20 on the clock. Derryfield trailing 2-1 in the first. Little love tap there as he exits the clearing zone. Gets a word or two from the ref. Nothing too harsh there, though. All right, Derryfield looking to set up shop way up top. Always get it to Purvis. He's your leader out there. And onto the field comes Garrett Land. Seen him make a few good plays here already and some good athleticism out of number 8. We're below 2 minutes now. In fact, we're at 1:45 here at Derryfield. Home with the Cougars. Again, Rich McDonough here from Manchester Public Television. We're going to be giving you some more lacrosse this season. Can't wait. All right, here comes a big setup. They're kind of flat across the top side of the crease there. There it is. It's a classic over-under Derryfield game. Missing the pipe, even though he had a good look at it, was Heath Mueller. That one sizzles by the stick of Joel Williams. He's probably crossing himself in that cage right now. Good defense right there by Braden Emery, hockey player. You'd expect it from him. Winding up. Oh, Sarcone had it. He had it. It just pulled it wide. Sometimes sidearm equals sideways. As a coach, you do it too many times, invite you to the sidelines. You got to own that sidearm shot, and it's a cannon if you got it. All right, one up minute even remaining in the first. Number 1, Ryan Maxwell's trying to climb the pocket, can't, but a beautiful pass topside, and again another one whistles wide right, this time courtesy of Heath Mueller. Can't find Twine, 52 seconds on the clock. Derryfield restarts it. Another good defense by Braden Emery, physical guy. Ooh, one more step, and I bet you he had backside there, folks. Just like we used to say about Tom Brady, climb the pocket, take one more step unless you're about to get clobbered. Or even if you're going to get clobbered. All right, coming into the game right now with Brady Daldo. Oh, boy, back in the day, number 7 was Michael Chiason. He gave me nightmares. That kid went to Air Force. He was a heck of a player. All right, we're in the invert right now. It's when your middies go down below GLE and go to the X. Oh, he turns them under, and he gets underneath, but there's a side of the, we call it a grandma goal. All right, this one gets down, and Ciccone can't pick it up. Who does? In traffic, great pickup right there by Emery. He gets it back to the goalie. 8 seconds. Probably not a whole lot of time to work, but hey, it's Winnacunnet ball. They're content to go to the first quarter with a lead. And that they do. Pat Snow's Winnacunnet Warriors make the trip from the coast, put 2 goals in, and then Derryfield halved it about halfway through the period. And consequently, we'll go to our first break, 2-1 for the visitors from Winnacunnet. Rich McDonough here for Manchester Public Television. Glad you joined us. And they're at 2-1 after Derryfield got themselves a goal, courtesy of the awesome play from Dominic Sarcone. He had a bunch of good looks at the cage, and we'll see if he can generate some more. That's going to be a push. And picking it up there will be R.J. Prue, the Union commit. Yeah, you're not going to run him down very easily. As athletic a team and as athletic as Alec Mitchell. That one gets the pipe. We'll see what they rule there. Somebody was in the crease or not. No, they'll stay here. They bring it outside. There's a flag on the far side of the field. A little bit of yellow laundry. That's our second flag of the game. Probably a push in close. All right, 11:40 on the clock. Derryfield's going to get its first man-up opportunity here. They'll go 6-on-5, and it's a 1-minute penalty, so it was that cross-check variety, not merely, or a slash, not merely a push. Technical fouls in lacrosse are 30 seconds for boys and men's lacrosse, personal fouls, the slash, the cross check, hit in the head, well, that varies in severity, but we'll talk about that later if and when it comes up. But Derryfield, they'll spin it a couple times, probably getting some rhythm. That's what it's all about. Wide open set right now. I would expect to see everybody above GLE eventually. Here come your first cuts from left to right. That'll leave somebody topside, and there he is. It's a big shot, big windup by Brady Daldo. And again, the goalie, Joel Williams, has come up big early. He's got 3 fine saves so far. And the battle for it was on, and it was won by Winnacunnet. The rule is whoever is closest to the ball on the shot at the moment in time when it goes out of bounds gets possession. That's a pretty good run right there. Athletic physical by Braden Nowak. Boy, when you're man up, man down, you do not want to get that unforced error. Just go outside and chew clock. You're still 4 seconds on the penalty. That'll elapse, but now you're gassed. Everybody is gassed because they had a trip down the field. And Derryfield can take advantage of it. They choose not to. They're going to reset up shop. Hetler barks them into position. Coach Hetler, famous sartorial splendor. This year he's wearing Scotch tape looking pants. I've seen him with the John Daly Argyle look and that sort of thing. He looks like a Christmas present. He's a good friend of mine. I can get away with it. And I just got a hearty laugh from the Derryfield faithful. Oh, that's a big windup and a big zing, and we got a flag down, 10:04 on the clock. We'll see what the Zebras have to say. Technical foul of some variety. I can't see around that, ref. Most likely a push. All right, so Derryfield will get its second man-up opportunity in as many trips. Let's see what they can do with it this time. Back up your shots. Got to work a little more quickly right here. That's a big bounce shot. That one sails high. He hit the bounciest part of this Derryfield turf. I know that well, having coached here a bunch of times. To Damian Halter right there. Halter living up to his last name. He halted that shot in a hurry. Oh, that's a good feed. And Halter is there again. Who needs a goalie when you got Damian Halter? 3 seconds, 2 seconds left on that penalty. Most dangerous time. Somebody's coming on. People call all even, and you're not even. You wait to get inside first, then call all even, and then mark up. All right, good job getting it to the wing. And now, ooh, we got a cross crease pass. That thing had goal written all over it. Unable to handle it, though, was Emerson Stover. Boy, that was a fantastic ride by Garrett Land. I tell you what, numero ocho showed me some wheels and showed some grit right there. Good job knocking it out of bounds. All right, Maxwell carries it below GLE. Again, with that's goal line extended. And here's one, everybody's high inside, so that gives him room. He rolls back, has his man slightly hung up. Nice pass in tight. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. At the 8:48 minute mark, a wonderful series of passes, tic-tac goal. The old adage in lacrosse is the goal scorer is usually 2 passes away. And guess what that was, folks? 2 perfect passes in close quarters, and then a beautiful finish by the sophomore. He's got 2 today, and he knots his team up at 2-2. And back to the face-off dot we go. And that was, so if you saw the referee's kicking motion, you can kick the ball, but you can't kick the opponent's stick in order to get the ball loose or create space. And Coach Het calls himself a TO, and that's probably a good timeout. As a team finding a little bit of mojo, they want to talk it over and get something sketched up. All right, the fellas are going to take about a 90-second break. I'm going to take a drink of water because we've had a lot of action. Rich McDonough here for Manchester Public Television. We'll see you in a few minutes. this game because there's lots of good action on the field. After the timeout by the Derryfield Cougars, their first of 2 in this timeout, we have 8:38 on the clock. Derryfield possession. They've just tied it up 2-2 on the second goal, thanks to Dominic Cercone, who's going to make some noise this year. Here comes R.J. Prue, who always makes noise, and he rips it, grips it, and wraps it right into the back of the net. Good old number 6 knows how to get it done, and he went topside on that sweep, and once he cleared hip, it was all over, folks. And the man who's going to Union left no doubt. Back of the twine, it is 3-2. And that came at the 8:25 remaining mark. I'm not going to do that inverted math. It drives me nuts. I was better at math when I was a bartender. We'll get better as the season goes along. But back to the dot we go. A couple of talented face-off guys. There's been a great lineage of face-off players here at Derryfield. Oh, that's a big pickup by Mitchell. And the athletic fella, tries to drive it in, nothing doing, but the ricochet goes to the Warriors, picking it up and running hard as Brian McCown resets the offense for Pat Snow's talented offense. So far, we've seen a couple of great rips at the cage, and single digits are the way to go if you're a Winnacunnet Warrior. I can't tell you how many times I got in a single-digit game, whether we won or lost. We came out with our lumps. That's a good lift check right there. Wonderful lift check. Dan Roy showing the talent right there. And a lift check, folks, is when you get your stick under the cross or the gloves, pull it up high, and you dislodge the ball. Dan Roy, talented move on the fly. And he's D'ing up right now on McCown. McCown gives it up. Ziegler goes across field, looks to set up on the far left alley. All right, a little bit of a lunge there by Hatfield. That allows, whoa, I was just about to say it. When you lunge, so they waved that goal off, but Hatfield lunged out, and that allowed his man to take one more step when he least expected it. Keep your feet, young guys watching at home. Keep your feet and move with them. Keep your feet low. Keep your center of gravity. Don't get forward and lunging. All right, unfortunate bounce of the ball. Winnacunnet's able to get it back. They set up a little triangle. Nice spacing on the clear right there. They get it up in a hurry. Going up hook and ladder right there. Good job. McCown touches it in, and they reset their offense, 6:51, and now trailing 3-2 after they led early. As usual, Pat Snow, deliberate Winnacunnet offense. Usually puts me to sleep. No, I'm kidding. He's a good guy. All right, rounding up. That's a good topside move. A big swing and a big nice. That was Spalding inside. Ooh, and McCown picked it up. Had a high bouncer. It sailed over the head of England. Boy, England is spinning around like a top right now. They are getting him moving back and forth. That's a push, whether it's possession or not. We don't know. I see some laundry coming out of the pocket. He calls it loose. There are about 100 refs in the stands that say otherwise, but back we go. Here comes Derryfield. All right, Doldo carries it down, dishes it out to Maxwell. Maxwell looks off, says no, bounces it out, goes below GLE, gives it up to Cercone, who takes a look at the field. Cercone's not the tallest guy on the planet, but boy, is he strong. We have seen him fight off 3 defenders in rapid succession. He's got himself a pair of goals on the day. And there's the most recent goal scorer, R.J. Prue. Dishes down the alley, go below GLE one more time. 5:35 on the clock. 3-2 Derryfield, looking to add one more. All right, here comes a pick. Got a switch. He's got the shorty now. And that'll usually open up the inside. And there we go. Well, at 5:22, I was just about to say that nice little pick. It drew a shorty. That'll open up the top side, and that frequently will open up the middle because you have a longer slide in order to help your short stick defender. That was just beautifully executed offense. I've coached with Hetler before, and I saw that coming a mile away. Don't tell him I said that. Nice job by Derryfield understanding what they were given and taking it away. 4-2 now. And folks, number 24, Ciccone has himself a Hattie already. Back to the dot we go. Nice pull right there. Good job by Dylan Klein. Can't get that 50-50 ball. It goes up to Alec Mitchell, and back on offense go the Warriors. Now trailing by 2. Probably a little surprised about that. All right, and carrying it away with just jogging it out is Beckett Rath, senior captain. He was all New Hampshire 2024. Keep watching number 82. He can hide behind you. He's not the biggest guy on the planet, but he can hide behind defense and get loose. All right, here comes Spalding going down the alley. Nice check again. That's our second real sweet check in a row by Dan Roy. Keep your eye on number 12 this season. He's showing me some chops. And as a goalie, I always like having a guy like Roy out there working hard. Ooh, that's a good pass on the cutting McCown. It goes down to the dirt. Here comes the Easter egg hunt. Oh, good job by R.J. Prue recognizing the situation. Trying to goose it, can't get it free. And then the aforementioned Rath comes away with it. Tempted to go down the slot. Thought better of it. Let's reset. It's better we have it than they have it. You ask any coach. All right, McCown is real fast. He runs track, so he's backing it way out. Look for a speed dodge, but R.J. Prue's a high IQ guy. Goes left side, and nice save by England in there. Goes down. Sometimes you just got to get nasty. That might have hit his grill. And the loose change, somebody just golfed that in traffic. I couldn't pick up the number, but it looks like picking up all the accolades. Whereas Spencer Ziegler gets himself a goal. Boy, talk about garbage time, but hey, it all counts the same. So Ziegler makes it 4-3, rapid succession, a couple of excellent saves by England, and nobody could clear crease right there. 3:47 on the clock. Winnacunnet gets back on the board, makes it 4-3 after being down 2, and we got game on, folks. That's a nice face. They knew exactly where they were going. They gave the pole to Doldo this time, and he gets it over. One more pass, baby, and you got it. Oh, that's a great hesitation and a good save right there. Holy cow. That's his 5th excellent save of the day. Joel Williams is looking really solid. That was a beautifully executed face-off. Oh, carrying away right there. Good job is McNally. He picks it up. He goes across, and that'll never go in the scorebooks right there, but that was a fantastic knockdown on that pass by Alistair Wright. That is knockdown drill after knockdown drill after knockdown drill, hand-eye coordination. Superb job by Wright. 2:59, we're just finally under 3 here in our first half at Derryfield, our opening game for Manchester Public Television. Rich McDonough, glad to be with you again. All right, down the slot and below GLE, going through X, maybe a 2-man game, no dice, but you had a little bit of a mini slide there and a rollback. Wow, what a catch, what a roll, and what a finish by Brock Emery to tie it up 4-4 at the 2:40 mark. Well, I tell you, elevating up from below GLE, they faked a little 2-man game, went north to south to north, up the slot, and they looked inside real quick, and then that's a terrific catch with pressure and a finish. England couldn't see that even come out of his cross that happened so quickly. Beautifully done job there on offense by the Warriors. Looking for more. Here comes Mitchell. Fended off right there. Pretty good defense right there by Caleb May to repel that look. And briefly in the stick. And that's a good timeout by Coach Snow with only 2:29 left. They're going to take a break. We're going to do the same. I might have an IV of hot tea. And Rich McDonough for Manchester Public Television. See you in a moment, folks. Go on when they blow the whistle. Oh, here we go. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the campus of Derryfield School in northern Manchester, New Hampshire. Heck of a game we got going in D2 as D2 play gets underway. 4-4 with only 2:30 left in the second quarter. It's been a back-and-forth game. Lots of good shots, some seriously good goaltending, and just entertaining. I don't care what level of your lacrosse you're looking at. This has been an entertaining game, and the kids are playing real well. Really great to see, especially in the first week of the season. They'll play into form, but these guys are ready to go, and they better be because Portsmouth looms. All right, carrying the ball back out. Oh, that's a great feed. Pretty darn good attempt at handling by McNally. He's the big kid. He's their big basketball player, and he showed why. He gets up and jams at that rim, almost finished one off. Oh, nice job handling some physicality right there by Garrett Land. And one more time, Doldo right there with the goes long pole. He's pretty darn good with that pole on a feet. And that's a beautiful bounce shot by R.J. Prue. Derryfield gets another one in rapid succession, rapid fire, 132. That didn't take them long. They went up and down. And number 6 gets number 2 on the day, and he puts his team up 5-4 with 132 on the clock here at Derryfield. Beautiful look, and I tell you what, they're not going to take that long pole away from Doldo. He's making midi plays with a 6-foot pole. Great job, and he's on the near side of the wing, lining up against the very athletic Brock Emery. And back to the dot go Derryfield and Winnacunnet. Ever important possession. Oh, that's a good win right there. A little clamp, pop it right to himself. Good job by Hatfield. Carries it away after he gets himself a touch. Now up 5-4 one more time. Humming down to the 1 minute mark here at Derryfield. Oh, look at the squeeze defense right there. Logan Dyer found himself just blanketed, and we got laundry on the field. Only question is, was it a dead ball foul or not? I think it's going to be a personal foul. I think it might have been a slash. And they're pointing to the head, which means pointing to the helmet. And we'll get the call. If it's a dead ball foul, that'll affect how they call it out there. And then if it was a hit in the head, is it non-releasable or not? That would mean be full-time serve. They are pointing to the head, and they're looking at clamp or no. So if you see the prayer hands go up over the official's hat, then we'll have a locked-in foul. And it looks like it's just a common 1 minute foul. No locked in. If they were locked in, folks, that means they could score 2 times and there would still be time left, assuming they hadn't run through the whole penalty. Brutal when you get a 2 minute or 3 minute personal foul. I've seen teams run off 4, 5, 6 goals at times. Amazingly, you see teams come back from seemingly the morgue and get back into the game. No such thing here. We're going to go 1 minute common, man up for a hit to the head. If it's incidental, that takes away the uncommon nature of it. If you're slashing to the head, you're going to be full serve. We don't have that right now. All right, so penalty goes to Braden Emery. Yeah, he's a hockey player. You expect a little physicality out of him. Packing it in tight, but Derryfield says, well, thank you very much. They creep right inside under the restraining line. Plenty of time to work. We're under a minute, 50 seconds on the clock, 40 on the penalty. And watch, here comes Derryfield with that little burst. They go inside, outside. Nice little move by Prue. Oh, here comes that cross-crease pass. Nothing doing. Nice job on the knockdown right there. Good job by Braden Nowak. You're not going to phase that guy. You're also not going to outrun him. And Nowak goes through everyone, dishes it out topside. Beautiful stick work right there by Garrett Land. That gets it over. But it was deflection, so if it goes over on a deflection, there's no over and back. Oh, and a great ride right there by Ryan Maxwell. 3 seconds left on the penalty. 9 on the game clock. What can he do? He finds Prue heading down the slot, hits the dirt. Prue can't get. Oh, he got D-twigged right there, and we got a D flag one more time, and probably a D penalty. zeros on the clock, penalty, and laundry on the field. Already pointing at a 1-minute foul and another hit to the head. Just a question of the judicial conference down there on the field, whether they're going to come up with a full serve or not. I kind of think not. Yeah, I believe we're going to have a common foul. And if there had been possession, it might have been Derryfield's ball to start the third quarter with no face-off. I thought they were talking to Coach Snow over there, and he looks pretty bummed right now, so maybe. Well, all right, we'll get that sorted out. And again, we'll get you some stats as best we can. It is a great game here at Derryfield. 5-4 Cougars to start their season at home and in 2025. Rich McDonough for Manchester Public Television. We will be back after about a 9-minute break. Come on back, folks. Glad you're with us. And welcome back from halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Rich McDonough here at Derryfield School with Manchester Public Television for our opening game of the lacrosse season. D2 action today with Derryfield hosting. Winnacunnet made the hour drive from the coast, and they find themselves trailing 5-4. A fresh 12 minutes on the scoreboard, and Derryfield, as you can see, starting with the ball because of that penalty at the end of the period. Penalty went against Braden Nowak, the all-everything captain for Winnacunnet. And when you have a penalty like that, dead ball with possession or what have you, it was maybe after the whistle blew, dead ball, then you're going to start with possession and no face-off. That is a luxury, and coaches love it. And if they run out of clock, we'll talk about the rule later. All right, here goes Derryfield. Ooh, burner shot out of the gate by Maxwell. He had himself an assist in the first half, leading the team for Derryfield. No doubt, number 24, Dominic Ciccone, he had himself a hat trick, and he was joined with 2 goals from Never Nervous Purvis. And we're at 5-4. Oh, big windup. Maxwell's silver hammer, slam dunk. It is 6-4. That's a man-up EMO goal, whatever you want to call it. And that comes at the 11:19 remaining mark. 41 seconds in, courtesy of numero uno. And Derryfield goes up by a deuce. That was a great-looking man-up sequence right there. Pick the lock on one side, try to pick the lock on the other. Heads are turned, and you find the open man, and he leaves no doubt. Nice job by DS. Nice schooling, nice practicing. Fellas, that is a good gritty ground ball initially right there by Nowak. I tell you, Nowak looked angry about that penalty. He came out on fire, but he lost that 50-50 ball right there. Props to Derryfield for not giving up. Oh, here comes Ciccone, and he gets circuitous out there, and it goes over the end line. That was a feed, not a shot. So that's a turnover. It goes back over to the fellas in blue. 10:50 on the clock and looking to clear. Derryfield, mostly a soft ride right there. A little bit of an alpha and then a swim move over the top. Ryan Maxwell, who just got that goal, he kind of looked back and said, what the heck was that? Braden Nowak just went right over the top of him. All right, they get themselves a touch. Pat Snow's offense looking to get back into gear here. Got to say hi to my buddy Jeff Gorman there right before the game. He's a long-time assistant coach. Coach my son here at Derryfield as well. Good man. Oh, that's a good check. Good check, no contact. I tell you, Brady Doldo can get it done at every position on the field. He's the guy with the knee brace wearing number 7. Coming out with it there is Alistair Wright. Long, lean fella gets it out, gets it over Ciccone. And nice trail by R.J. Prue. He looks left. Tic-tac goal coming up, folks. Bang. Folks, that is how you draw it up. You go wide, you go against the grain, you set up your 4, and look high, get it down low. The slide, the rotations have already made. Nobody can get across the crease that quickly. Bang, zoom to the moon. It's 7-4, 9:49 on the clock in the third period. And Alec Mitchell is a great athlete. Looks like he's banged up a bit. He goes to the dot. No way he's going to be taken out of the game for anything. This kid is a player. It's his time. Thought he jumped a little early, not time, but he bangs it, pinches it, rolls it out to himself. Gets the ball. That was a clean win. Cross crease pass. Wow. Took 7 seconds, folks. That was a beautiful goal. I see your perfect goal on one end, and I raise it. 7-5. Well, it all started with that face-off win, and I was looking at Alec Mitchell coming off the bench right there. He had that penalty where he got the EMO goal for Derryfield, and he's pretty locked and loaded in right now. Look at his focusing on the turf. He just got himself into a different zone. I got to talk to his coach, my buddy Pat Snow, for a while, and he just said this kid's got a heart of a champion. Creating that 50-50 ball with a great face-off guy. That's what you got to do. Derryfield came prepared to do that. That's a good pickup in traffic by Hatfield. He's knocked down to the dirt, and we got another flag. We got a couple of them. So we might have had a push initially and then maybe too much contact to follow. We do have a 1-minute call already, and that's a trip. And somebody stole my mojo by quoting Monty Python with "'Tis but a flesh wound." But flesh wounds, when it's a slash, that'll get you one in the box. And drawing that penalty was Alec Mitchell, the aforementioned Fogo champ. He's going to the box, and it's a 2-minute penalty, so it's 2 minutes on Mitchell himself. He stayed in pursuit after he got robbed on that 50-50 ball. And it was a clean robbery, but he stayed with it. But you can't be so over-aggressive that you take 2 shots, especially when a fella's prone and danger is there. So they're 1 man down for 2 minutes. I didn't see any full serve sign, so if there's a goal, it'll wipe it out. But it is a 2-minute penalty. Maybe look for Chris Hetler to chew up some clock here. You can chew it up all day. It takes 4 minutes to get a warning call, so they don't have that issue right now. They'll spin it 3 or 4 times if they have to. Maybe get all the Winnacunnet. Here comes the cutters. That's a hard, fast cut by Landy. Or Land, excuse me. Oh, that's a big windup. Emerson Stover was trying to talk that ball into the goal. Couldn't do it. But it goes wide. They turn over the possession, and now at 1:28 left, Winnacunnet is going to have to. And they called a ward. Well, if you got 10 minutes, we can talk about warding. There are all kinds of weird things. You can ward with your helmet. You could ward with your knee. 2 hands on the stick. Used to be no ward. Now it's a ward. Now it's a ward. That is a great bounce shot. Holy cow! From distance, Daldo. He drops the long pole, gets the short pole, and he gets himself a goal. That's a beautiful working man's goal right there. 1:11, only 59 seconds or 49 seconds into the penalty, and the Cougs get themselves on the board one more time. It is 8-5. 8:26 on the game clock. And they still have the penalty, so it must have been a personal foul and full serve, unless they just haven't wiped it out yet. They're having a conference over there on the sidelines. We'll get you as much as we can. It's so windy we can't hear. I mean, the conclave didn't have a longer pause here. Oh, here we go. All right, so the old penalty's wiped out by the goal. We got a new penalty, and we're going to have a man-down face-off with Winnacunnet in the box, and we got a late substitution. That's illegal procedure. I know that from a card-carrying ref, and we're going to get another one. And we got full serve on a cross-check. Holy cow. We are going to run out of laundry here at Derryfield. All right, so the Cougars are 2-man up with only 1 second gone on that first penalty. So you got a minute, 2-man up, and I believe that second penalty is full serve, locked in. Boy, this is danger central if you're wearing blue right now. Pat Snow has got to be pulling his hair out, what's left of it. All right, Pat Snow, I did say that. I love you, brother. But you got your work cut out for you right now. Okay, Cougs are way spread out. They're going to get 2 to the crease. That's what you do with a 4. When you're 2-man up, you can take some chances that you otherwise wouldn't take and even man up 1. All right, they're rotating around the perimeter, spinning the ball, trying to get a little bit of rhythm. You got enough time because you got a full minute to work. And you got a box and diamond if you're on defense here. You change your shape to suit where the ball is. Step in, step down, stepping through. Garrett Land with the rocket. That was just nice ball movement. He looked the other way, dragged his man out of position, created himself a crow hop time and space, back of the net. That thing had a lot of sizzle on it. And we are 9-5. Derryfield was behind and it was looking rough. And Pat Snow realized he's still got time on the clock. 27 seconds remaining on that full serve penalty to his main man, Liam McNally. And back to the dot we go. We're going to have another man down face if you're Winnacunnet. So all alone on the side is RJ Prue. Got to work that. Probably holding the stick right there. Yep. And back to the white team we go. Derryfield maintains the ball. Prue picks it up. 22 seconds left on that remaining full serve penalty to McNally. Derryfield can work this in a hurry. They're talented passers, well schooled under the direction of Hetler. And there's a slot right there. Look at that. Nice. Got him out of balance. Changed the shape of the D. And it was a pretty good pull right there by Doldo. Couldn't connect. And I tell you, on that one, Joel Williams brought his rosary beads. He's crossing himself. All right, working around. Penalties released. In comes at a good clip right there. It was Granger. Doldo's down on the hit the turf monster, but hopefully he's not hurt. Doesn't look like it's on his knee brace side. 7:15 with the timeout on the clock. Looked like he might have caught the turf monster and rolled an ankle a bit. Hope you're okay, bro. Been there, done that a million times. I hope heal up quickly, get back on the turf. We've seen him in traffic today picking up, monster ground balls, goals, playing with the long pole. This kid's going to be back in about a minute, I have no doubt. All right, reset switch here. 7:15 on the clock in the third. Derryfield was trailing early. Couple goals here, couple goals there, and they've charged back hard, made some really good plays, and they are up 9-5 and looking for more. Got them way spread out this time. Take your time. On these rash of penalties here for Winnacunnet. A team frequently can lose its kind of game integrity. We'll see what Hetler does to dial up. Oh, that was a little bit of a lift check on the glove. Yeah, a little bit of words of wisdom on the field right there. Nothing doing. That was a good lift check on the glove. RJ Prue was looking to connect, couldn't do it. And that forced the pass high. Nice job on defense. All right, here we go at the clear. Plenty of players introducing themselves at midfield. And it is getting chippy right now. And Pat Snow, I think, calls himself a timeout. They want to talk it over. Got to get yourself back into some sort of rhythm. Talk it over with the fellas. They'll take 60 seconds. We'll do the same. Rich McDonough here for Manchester Public Television. So glad you're with us. All right, welcome back from our timeout, folks. 6:34 on the clock here at Derryfield. 9-5 for the Cougars. It was a seesaw game for a lot of the game, and Derryfield has taken advantage of a bunch of Winnacunnet penalties and surged out to that 4-goal lead. Just got to get over. People calling, hollering back. Everything's got to go over the midline, though, and they touch it in. Penalty is gone. Pat Snow called a timeout for the Winnacunnet Warriors, and they're trying to hit a reset switch of their own. and see if they can get back into some sort of rhythm. All it takes is one goal to get back. And you realize you're still playing a ball game, and it's only 4 goals. All right, Mitchell, who had a bunch of those penalties, 3 of them, in fact, in a 3-minute series right there, can't handle it in traffic right there. Spalding can't come down with it. Off to the races goes Prue. And that kind of gumball finds its way into the goalie's bucket. Williams makes another save. Oh boy, that pass was just too wide. Unable to stretch out right there was McCown. And as fast as he is, it was deflection. So it was good job, good ride by Derryfield. And McCown comes away with it, trailed right there by the good defensive play by Dan Roy. He's made a bunch of plays, number 12 has here for Coach Hetler. And it has gotten chilly, folks. It's gone down about 7 or 8 degrees since we started this game. Suffice it to say, oh, that's a big pull, big windup right there by Ziegler. That one might have hit pipe and deflected wide. And if you're a goalie, as cold as it is, you don't like it hitting your leg or anything like that. So he's lucky. All right, at the X right now, Winnacunnet looking to create from underneath. Oh, big swing, big hit. And a flag comes out. That's going to be a slash. And I believe that's going to be on Alistair Wright. And Wright's going to go to the sin bin for about a minute at the 4:51 mark. And it happened right in front of the ref, so it's a relatively easy call. And on to play some short stick D is Jack Hatfield. Two-way player himself. He wears number 11. You see him with the short stick. Derryfield's using 2 shorties. They could go 4 poles, but they got 2 shorts right in. 3 poles and 2 shorties. And there's a good pass. That's no angle right there. And I was going to say England's going to make that save all day. That was a very tough angle shot right there. Should have thought twice about that. And Coach Hetler calls himself a timeout. There are 35 seconds left on that penalty. So with Winnacunnet looking to surge here and close the gap, I think that's a real smart penalty, even though you start in your clearing end if you're wearing white. Derryfield to talk this out, get something scripted, make sure they got their rhythm, make sure they're not hyperventilating, and they'll be able to clear it. And you're going to be even up. So you're man down, so you add the goalie in, and you're 6-on-6 in the offensive half of the field. And Coach Hetler prepares for these things over and over again. Again, I coached against him numerous times and with him for years in Tomahawks. And this guy, I think he falls asleep with his playbook. And he's wonderful coach, excellent mentor, sent a lot of good kids through his program and on to the next level. And more power to him. But that was a good timeout, even though they're on their own end line. All right, the fellas break the huddles, and we'll see what Coach Hetler lines up for the Cougs. Again, 35 seconds left on the penalty, excuse me, to Wright. And for now, they start with England in the cage. My guess is he'll join the party soon. They're just going to do a punt return. R.J. Prue, he can run with the best of them. Gets himself a swim move, gets knocked down in the dirt, and he gets shoved down by Daniel Shiaka. Ref is Johnny on the spot right there. And Prue goes down to the dirt. 20 seconds left on the penalty. They'll look to run it out. Oh, and he splits and swims. Nice job by Prue. And passes back against the grain. Takes a big hit on the way down. Players introducing themselves to each other again. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Penalty's almost over. Good job by Hetler on that timeout call. You do not want to give your opponent life after you've taken it away. All right, Derryfield with a deliberate setup way high, way high. They're 20 yards outside the restraining line. Carrying it through is Dyer. He dishes it down low. That's GLE. Again, goal line extended. And R.J. Prue's looking to set up shop. daring to be for his defender to come play him. And Shiaka says, no thanks, not right now. Making Shiaka hesitate. He's got the shorty. Prue knows what to do. Nice job holding pipe right there by Joel Williams, the goalkeeper, and winning the chase on the back line. Again, whoever's closest to it at the moment and place it goes out of bounds is the winner. Jumping doesn't help you unless you put your gloves down and reestablish. That was an ill-advised clearing attempt. Just that long ball on a blustery day in traffic. Just work it up the ladder, create your 2-on-1s, get possession, and get into your offense. I know Coach Snow's not going to be happy about that one. 2:45 here in the third. Derryfield up 9-5. All right, England looking to create. They're kind of locking off everybody, and that's exactly what you do. Give yourself a chance to jump a pass. Good job by Pat Snow and the fellas, and a good pickup in traffic right there by Shiaka, excuse me. Here comes the speedy Wrath, and he gets in. That is a great read by England, folks. Right out and top, sweeping, and he read it low, got himself under the ball high, controlled it, no rebound, good job. Goalie to goalie, kid, I admire that one. Yeah, with all that, all the pleasantries exchanged by both boxes here, Winnacunnet gets the ball back on the far sidelines, looking to create. Natural daylight is decaying rapidly here, as is my heat factor. It is getting real chilly here at Derryfield. The only guys who are warm are the fellas who are running up and down the field. Suffice it to say that we are not in the market for an ice cream cone. All right, Winnacunnet looking to set up shop, taking their time getting into rhythm. I don't think they want those throwaway passes anymore. Good idea. Ooh, and a big windup, big windup by Alec Mitchell. He goes low to low. England couldn't track that one down. 1:42 on the clock, and number 90 starts to make things right. He took a couple of costly penalties in a couple series about 5 minutes ago, and that one was a huge windup, big goal. Winnacunnet needed that like you need oxygen, folks, and that can help you getting back in the game. All right, for all that hard work, he gets back to the dot and gets back into the wrestling match. Again, 1:42 on the clock. Now trailing by 3 are the Warriors. Good face-off job initially, but then you get your pole coming in from the wing, get it upfield, get it over. Nice job by Winnacunnet. Derryfield trying to create those 50-50 balls against their talented Fogo from the Warriors. And that time they had the pole ready, went right to the perfect spot and got it up the field, get back into the offense. 1:20 with time to create for Pat Snow's Warriors. Well, I was saying both teams can play fast and athletic and physical, and they have not disappointed today. We got a wide open set, got a circle essentially right now. Just a way to spin it, get into some rhythm, and then get into your offensive set, whatever they may be. And Burke Spalding goes through the inside, looking to pick away. Doesn't, gives it up, and there's a high bounce shot, got high and loaded. Big loaded shot. As I Well, I got to tell you, that ref has got to be a guy who played in the 80s, because I was just saying that diving for the ball is not a factor. Oh, that's a good, oh, I'll tell you, he should join the ballet. That was excellent athleticism by Sircone, doing the dance on the sidelines and keeping control of the ball, and then a backflip to get it over. Oh, good job by the sophomore. I like this kid's game. All right, R.J. Prue quarterbacks, looks to control. Everybody's offside, far side of the ball. Prue's on the right. He's looking to create. Only has one man to beat. Here comes a long slide. Oh! Holy cow. David Copperfield doesn't have a better trick in the bag right there. That was sweet. Looked like he was going to feed to the whole stack across the goal mouth. Instead, he got the goalie moving, took it himself. And number 6 has number 3. He joins his teammate. He's got himself a Hattie for the day. Nice job. 7 seconds left on the clock, and Prue does what he does best, and that's why he's going on to play for real power in D3. And we got one ref carrying some yellow laundry to the center of the field. He's putting it away. We got a violation, a substitution, so that'll turn the ball over. 7 seconds on the clock. It's not a penalty, but it was not a penalty, but it was a violation. So Winnacunnet will just get to the sidelines, and they'll talk it over with Coach Snow and his staff. And they trail. After being up early, Winnacunnet is down 10-6 with a great third period by the Derryfield Cougars, looking to do what they do best, which is hold serve on their home field. So they're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to do the same. Manchester Public Television is bringing you NHIAA D2 Boys Lacrosse. Thanks for being with us. Folks, welcome back to Derryfield. Been an exciting game. It's 10-6 Derryfield Cougars over the visiting Winnacunnet Warriors. Usually perennial top 4 teams, always a threat to go the distance, especially Derryfield. They've done it time and again. I've known Coach Hetler for a long time. My son was a 2020 graduate. Got COVIDed out in his senior year, but short memories. But looking to build more. Chris Hetler knows what he's doing. So does Pat Snow on the opposite sideline for his part. Both of them great mentors. And we've got the penalty. The penalty was to number 82. That's Beckett Rath, one of their captains. And they're just trying to chew up some clock right now. They're man down, so they're 5-on-6. And, yeah, you're down 4 goals, but you don't want to tempt fate. We've seen it all day long. Derryfield are a really good checking team. Penalty's over. Now we're even on. They tried that gimme right out of the gate looking for McNally. McNally's in trouble right now. Backflips it over. And that finds its way. Oh, looking into your pocket, kids. Great harassing clear right there. Excuse me, ride. R.J. Prue has it. He gets pushed. That'll be another flag right there. Prue just took off, and he was too fast. So what did you do? You rock him in the backside, knock him to the turf. And if you have possession, a push equals 30 seconds. And now Derryfield will go back on the man up where they feasted on the Warriors in the third quarter, looking to add more. Oh, they wave off that flag somehow. How did they do that? I do not understand that. I mean, the ref had his flag out of his pocket. Holy cow. Dominic Cerconi. And we got another flag. A lot of contact inside. The game is getting chippy. My guess is it's a slash or a push. We'll see what happens. Derryfield can take its foot off the gas for a couple minutes and chew up some clock here in the fourth quarter, up 4. Errant pass goes long and away from Ciccone, and he's got to watch that thing drift out of bounds, and now we'll get the call. Hard to see. It looked like he called a push. But going to the box is Will Granger. Cagey senior, but now he's in the cage, as in the sin bin, and it is a minute. Slash for a minute to Granger, number 85. He's got to watch, and Derryfield goes to work. Wide open set to get started, spinning around the perimeter, around the horn is kind of your baseball analogy. Helps you get in a rhythm and get started. Coach will bark in some orders, and we'll see. Nothing yet. They'll chew clock. Here comes your first cutter. That's Land going middle. Goes from top left to right. A little bit of a crisscross pattern that opens up the slot for a second right there. And thinking of it hard was Stover. He declined, and they still had the ball. Beautiful low to high pass and a big windup. Oh, and I got to tell you, that hit Joel Williams, who had tracked it down in the cage, and he's looking up at the heavens saying, how did that get out of my glove or cross? Make it 11-6, 9:06, another man-up BB for the Derryfield Cougars. And they are looking to close this baby out. Forever, it looked like Winnacunnet had things going today. And they were up 2, they were up 1, they were up 2 again in the first and second quarter. And then they committed some unfortunate errors, particularly in the third quarter, and some fouls. They had a locked-in penalty. They were 2-man down, and just kind of the wheels came off the bus for Pat Snow's team. Unfortunate, and especially when they have so many athletes. And it's a great win by Alec Mitchell. They're going to need him to do some dirty work in a hurry because we got 9 minutes left, and they are down 5, and Derryfield is pulling away. But a couple good possessions can change your fortunes in this sport in a hurry, folks. So stay tuned. Two-man game behind, shaping up, unless they're faking it. And back with the pole is Doldo. Pick is denied, going topside. Wow, and that's what he does. That is what Alec Mitchell does. He's a physical guy, football player, and he's got a great step, and he runs track. And he showed you the whole package right there. That whole series took about 35 seconds, and big number 90 gets another goal. That's his 4th of the day, and he shaves the lead from 11-6 to 11-7, 8:29 on the clock. Nice job by Mitchell, just kind of willing his way to get topside, and really nothing Liam England could do about that one. All right, Mitchell goes back to the dot to do what he does best. Nice job right there. Good play right there by Hatfield, but he gets treated rudely, gets ushered to the turf. Fellas in blue have it again. That'll be a trip or a push. Depends on what the ref saw from which side. Possession, so at that point, we'll wait for the call. We won't speculate. Yeah, they gave him the push call. Their feet got tangled up, so they didn't call a trip, but the theory is that your feet got tangled up because of the push. So the push came first in time. 30-second penalty. Caleb May will sit. Winnacunnet goes up 6-on-5, and we'll see what happens here. Pat Snow's got something dialed up for 30 seconds. You got to get into your flow very quickly, unlike a 1-minute penalty. 30 seconds is not much. And you don't want to put it on the turf. That's what you don't want to do. Boy, I tell you what, an unforced error like that is what turns coaches' hair gray. It's not age, it's not genetics, it's unforced turnovers. Tell everybody and your brother. And we got another. That one's going to be a 1-minute penalty, as carrying the ball there was Brady Doldo with that pole again, but he took a hard check to the helmet, and that'll send him to the bin for a minute. Winnacunnet's going to go man down whenever this whistle occurs. Boy, and Winnacunnet has just lost its identity. They're not checking so cleanly like they were in the first half. You're seeing a lot of slashing, a lot of pushing, and it's just an unfortunate way. Oh, that's a beautiful underhanded pass, and then a move. Oh, goalie's best friend. Goalie's best friend. Highway robbery. Dominic is going to be thinking about that one tonight, and he'll probably get an F on his pop quiz tomorrow because of it. But we're going to have a penalty at the 7:16 mark. It's going to go against Liam McNally. It's only photography class, so he won't fret. Anyway, it's a 1-minute penalty on Liam McNally, 7:16 on the clock. Derryfield goes up, man up for 60 seconds. They're up 4. And sharpen up the blade here. This is tough. If you can go up 5 in the cold on your home field, very, very tough to crawl back out of such a hole. All right, they got one on the crease. They've been going open sets a lot on their man-up situations. at the beginning. This time they go 2-2-2. My old favorite Hetler staggering offense right there. Drove me bonkers as an opposing coach. All right, stepping in, threatening. That's a great slot-to-slot pass. Beautiful, beautiful slot-to-slot pass. Ryan Maxwell with the head fake low, pass across the crease. Handling it in traffic is Cerconi, and boy, I think he's got 5 goals. Let's count them up, folks. He does. He's got 5 goals today. Chalk up another one for great 2-4. He's having himself a day. It is 12-7. The bus is pulling away if you're a Cougars fan. But stick around. Still 6:45 of lacrosse to play. They say anything can happen, but when you got all this kind of momentum, it's very difficult. R.J. Prue living it up on the near side wing with Jackson Massey. Let's see how these fellas get after it. Oh, losing his stick right there is Hatfield. If you try to get back in the action without your stick, they're going to blow the whistle. We'll see if that's what they called. It's exactly what they called. All right, Fogo gets off the field for all parties, and back on offense goes Pat Snow's Winnacunnet Warriors. They got to create something in a hurry, put the gas down. Everybody out high, get your personnel off the field. Nowak goes out. And my guess is it's going to be Alec Mitchell time. He's got the ball right now. We'll see what he can do. And Doldo is having a great game. He gets picked. That creates some space, and somebody sucked one up there. I think it was Prue. Ouch and a half. As a goalie, folks, I still have bruises from my Georgetown days. Ouch. Good job on defense. Doesn't matter. That's what ice packs are for. All right. Nice patient job by England. You got 20 to get it over. Good bounce pass. I like the choice. Prue couldn't handle it. And you got to touch it in. Got to touch it in with 10. Oh, it's a good thing he didn't trim his toenails because he just beat the clock right there. 5:25 and counting. 12-7 on the scoreboard. All right, Derryfield in no hurry right here. Coach Hetler's got dinner on the stove and he wants to get there. All right, now they drop into some sort of offense here, but now they're just looking, they're in a 2-3. I'm a Maryland guy, so I count from the back, so that's a 2-3-1 for the time being. Pick away, nothing doing. Oh, nice feed inside, unable to handle it was Maxwell. That wasn't Maxwell, excuse me. That was Stover. And he looked at his stick like it was his stick's fault. All right, Winnacunnet's got to get it clear, get it in a hurry here. Get your spacing, create your 2-on-1s, get it up the ladder. That's a pretty good look right there. Finding it in traffic is Liam McNally, and Pat Snow calls himself a timeout. Can't remember, he called one earlier to get things reset. That's probably his last one he had in pocket for the game. So the fellas are going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some hot tea with lemon on this cold day at Derryfield. Thanks for joining us here on Manchester Public Television. We'll see you in a moment. And welcome back here to Derryfield. Great little campus here on the north end of Manchester. Great lacrosse tradition here. This is Rich McDonough. We've got 4:29 on the clock here as Winnacunnet possesses. They're down 5. They'd been up a couple times during this game and looked like they had some serious mojo in the first half. Wheels kind of came off the bus, and now they've got to do some hard work in a big hurry if they're going to get back in this one, folks. And here's one guy who can do it in a hurry. We've seen him do it 4 times today. That's Alec Mitchell, big, strong player. Takes a pick right there from Spalding. Good cross-crease pass and a good closeout on the defense right there to disrupt the rhythm Winnacunnet had, seemingly with a yawning net, nothing doing. Good job by the defense right there. They got to get it clear. You got 20 to get up and down. Way to create your 2-on-1s, but trying for that pickoff right there. Unable to get it was McCown. He's got the ball now, and he's looking to create harassing defense courtesy of Dan Roy. We've seen number 12 do that all day long. I like this kid. Didn't know enough about him coming in. Hetler ghosted me on the coach-to-coach call, and we'll get more info as we go along. That's a big elevation right there. Shot way too early in the sequence. A good run by Beckett Rath. One more step, and he could have turned the corner and found the back of the net right there. Alas, there is no twine in his currency. All right, here comes the one-man clear. Oh, and taking all the abuse right there is Logan Dyer. He'll get nothing but accolades tomorrow. Good job, kid. All right, that's a good job retreating. You touch it in, get your space, get your subs off. Check off with Coach Hetler and Coach Gorman. And boy, folks, the wind has picked up. If you are here, we are not broadcasting from Mount Washington. I got on good authority, folks, that Coach Hetler was wearing the Scotch tape to class today. And my old pal, oh, that's a great move in traffic and finishing strong. Brady Doldo has had himself a game. You pick a position, this kid can play it. He's a human twister game. Great job by number 7. It is 13-7, 2:23 mark. Number 7, Doldo, was not to be denied. And I tell you, that was an all-star move right there. Love that kid's game. And if the glow plugs on the diesel bus weren't warmed up already, they're glowing brightly right now. Start the bus, folks. Well, I'll tell you what, Alec Mitchell is one of the guys to watch. We got another flag down, delayed penalty on Derryfield coming. Good cross pass, unable to handle it in traffic. Liam McNally, I think he lost it in the lights up there. That's pretty difficult. I've coached out here, and I'm glad I didn't play it here. So we'll see what the call was. But I tell you, Alec Mitchell came in. He's going to be all-state consideration at the Fogo, other areas. He's just a terrific player. Derryfield has done their darndest and done a good job of wearing him out and really taking him out of his rhythm. He won 95% of his face-offs in his opening game. Not so today. Good job by Derryfield. All right, Mitchell's got the ball right now. Passes back against the grain. Another one, too tall for Beckett Rath. He couldn't grow 6 inches in a hurry right there. And that's a turnover, another unforced error. Pat Snow's hair is going to be white as snow by the end of this game. And that's real difficult. Nice job playing the miss right there by Braden Emery. Gets it down low. Here comes Mitchell looking to create. Ooh, and a Hummer. That's a worm burner, folks. It hits the far side pipe. And ricochets clear. Stays with the Warriors. We are at 135 and counting. They need 3 goals in about 10 seconds in order to consider themselves anywhere but in the game. Nice job. Liam England, he just lined that one up, looked around the screen, got his bucket down, his blade down, and got over in a hurry. A little bit of a Gilman right there. If you've heard the term Gilman, it is named after the Gilman School in Baltimore, Maryland. I better know that as a longtime Maryland guy myself. Legendary place to play. All right, nice job carrying it through traffic as Maxwell. He's looking to just chew clock, folks. Chew it up and get out, get home, and get some dinner. Well, as I said, Winnacunnet is a very physical squad. That's part of their identity. And we've seen a physical effort today. It got a little too physical in the third quarter, and consequently, the disciplined Derryfield Cougars were able to pull away with some high-class coaching job by Coach Gorman and, of course, Coach Hetler on the opposite sideline right there. We're under 30. It is 13-7. You always expect a great game from these two teams, and we were not disappointed today. And just too much contact. Braden Nowak, I mean, you're running down to 20 seconds. There's just no reason to do it. And we got a second flag It's going to be moot. I'm a long recovered lawyer. It's moot. But they'll call it. It won't change the outcome of the game. Fellas are jawboning at one another. It's the first game for Derryfield, second game for Winnacunnet. My guess is they're going to see each other come May. Should be interesting, May and June. Well, folks, stars of the game, I got to tell you, Dominic Cercone showed why he is going to have all-state consideration. No matter division to division, he's going to be all-state considered. Eventually, just in general, this kid came to play. And then my unsung hero of the day, number 12, Dan Roy. He was a harassing defender. Lift checks showed you the whole arsenal of checks. And Dan Roy, folks, has got some mojo. He's got game. But congratulations to Coach Hetler, getting it off in his 100th season here on the sidelines at Derryfield. Cougars go 1-0, and they got Goffstown next, followed by Alvern and Portsmouth. Winnacunnet Warriors will see Spalding, Oyster River Newmarket, and then the Seacoast matchup at Dover at home on April 23rd. Glad you joined us here in this Arctic weather, folks. This has been Rich McDonough. For my buddy, Jason Cody, our first broadcast together, everybody at Manchester Public Television, especially Kyle Heavey, who's been my brother. Thanks for joining us here, everybody, and we're going to do some more lacrosse, and we will see you down the road.